Hey guys, how are you? Vladimir here from Home Trader Club, and in this video I would like to share with you my story. Okay, so for those of you who don't know me, and even for those of you who do know me but not well enough, that's the purpose of this video. I want to share the story, how everything happened to me, what's my background, and how I became the trader I am today. So I was born in 1983, which means in this year I will be 40. And I was born in Belarus. After the Chornobyl nuclear disaster, very unfortunate event by itself, and I do recommend to watch a great TV show about this story, about Chernobyl. My parents had to pack up their lives, leave everything they built behind, including two great careers that they managed to build for themselves, and great jobs. Well, especially in back in that days in Belarus. And they had to leave everything behind and move. They did it for us, for myself and for my sister, to provide us with better chances, with better opportunities. As I was growing up, I didn't really realize what sacrifice it was for them. And I will explain that as I progress with my story. The childhood was pretty much normal. However, my parents were both very hard-working parents, especially after this move. They could not find the jobs of their profession, which means we had to go through tough moments as well. And since I was a young kid, I was helping my parents in any possible way. And some of the things I will share here might surprise you, but again, this is my story, and I tell this story so you know how and what I've been through during my life until I made a decision to build myself as a trader and provide for my family with opportunities that my parents did not have after the very unfortunate event in Chernobyl and the move they had to go and do. So I was cleaning stairs and houses together with them in order to end successfully and had enough for the months. Many years I was shy and maybe some sort of a shame of that, until the moment I grew up and understand there is no shame about anything. That's who I am. That's the way I had to go through. And honestly, I'm fortunate for every pain, for every challenge, for every tough time, because every lesson in life can teach us something. And as young kids, we don't really understand that, but as we grow up and we become adults, we start to understand and value things differently. So looking backwards, I'm very thankful for every single of these lessons. Later on, I was also a waiter. I was working as a security guard. I was working in moving, in catering, so many work just to help my parents to finish the month and to deliver to the family, and also at some point to ease on them, because I remember my mother working for two works, my father working for two works, taking private works. He was a technician, air cooling system technician at the second career of his. In Belarus, he was engineer, one of the top engineers there. Well, long story short, at some point, my parents belong to the old category of parents when they wanted us to get education and find a good profession. There is nothing wrong with that. It's an amazing path for the majority of people. The security, or you know, the more secured option of get educated, find a job, and even if you're fired, you still have something that could help you find another alternative, another job. So they were saving their money for me and for my sister. And at some point, and here is the interesting part, when I finished my high school on a very average level. So when I applied to the university, I had to do additional courses to get enough of the points. When I did that and I did apply to the university, after half year, a bit more than half year, I realized that the university does not give me the tools I wanted. I went to study economy and finance, and everything they were teaching me was irrelevant to what I wanted to do. I wanted to deal with financial markets. Well, quick enough, I realized that that's not the path, and I will never get there what I want. And I came to my parents and I told them. You can imagine the shock they experienced and all the conversations we've had with them about that. So still, I decided, I was 23 back then, and I decided that I make this move because I was already reading enough trading books, and I realized that I want to be a trader with everything comes with it. And the risk I was ready to take was, I was 23, it was before I had my family. It was only the beginning of my, well, she is now my wife, but this was only the beginning of my relationships with my wife. And I said, before we have kids, before we have commitments, responsibilities and everything, and building our family life, I have to take these risks. Worst case, no, but I know I tried. Okay. Best case, with my personality and my fighting personality, I never give up. If I have a goal in front of my eyes, I'll make sure I reach this goal. With all the personal challenges, with all the environment challenges, and with everything, with all the ups, with all the downs, with all the sleepless nights, with all the tough moments, with all the, you know, these times that you find yourself and you ask yourself, why the heck am I doing that? So despite of all that, I decided I'm going for that. So my parents, long story short, right? My parents realized, and it's lucky because they are the old school and they really believe in something, but they were prepared enough, or like they really had these hard moments with themselves, but they agreed to support me on the way. And then I started my journey basically as a trader. And as you can imagine, the beginning, terrible. I was sure back then that I have enough, literally I have enough knowledge, skills, experience, ambition to go and make it happen. But quick enough, the market revenged on me. And the market back then, when I started, was absolutely different from the market as it is today. Nowadays, the moves, everything was different. Even the technical parts, which are somehow they are the same, but the market behaviors and the volatility and how the market was moving, the size of the moves were absolutely different. So I started my journey with huge belief that I really am going to make it happen. But the market really got me since the very beginning, and very unfortunate, and also fortunate, and I will explain, but very unfortunate, I just ended up blowing up my parents' money. Now you can imagine the shame, you can imagine the pain, and I would say even sort of embarrassment, because I managed to convince them that this is what's right for me. And so quick, everything explodes and all the dreams disappear. So, you know, it takes some courage, it takes some personality, it takes some, I don't know, I even don't know what exactly it is, but it takes something out of you to be able to grow and raise beyond this pain. And I mentioned before that in my personality, I never give up. And one of the things that, you know, life is like, that time managed to fix things, the emotions, the feelings, and what's the pain also. And if it doesn't fix the pain, and at least it blurs it. And at some point, I was also young enough, maybe stupid enough, to continue. But at that point, and was thanks to this embarrassment, and that's why I mentioned before, maybe also fortunate, because at this point I decided I will take everything, absolutely everything, to the level where I will reach the highs I need and I want to pay back my parents. So I started to read a lot and practice a lot, failing more and more and more, and every failure is a lesson. It takes some courage to learn from these lessons, because most people go with the easiest decision, giving up. No, it's no, and maybe it's right, but if you do that, there is no chance that you will make things happen the way you want. So I was fighting more and more and more. I applied to work for a broker as a dealer at the beginning, and then thanks to my abilities and my understanding and knowledge of the market, I became to be the leading in a trader management room, and I was managing the trades, the exposure and everything. And then I moved to the department working with clients. I was actually responsible on all the educational part there. And at that point I decided, okay, it's time to move on and go and actually do trading. So I applied for a private hedge fund capital. I was working there for a while, a pretty short while, but a while, made the money that allowed me to make the move and to try and concentrate on being full-time home-based trader, retail trader. Okay, I gave up on all the inner information, I gave up on all the conditions and everything there to chase my dream. Let's talk about this dream. What price you have to pay? What do you have to sacrifice to make your dream come true and happen? So you probably noticed I used the word sacrifice. It's a heavy word, especially when it comes to, you know, express something that should be positive emotionally, like trading and making money. But every peak you aim to achieve in your life comes with sacrifice. Trading is not different, regardless what whoever tries to sell you or present online, on Instagram, whatever, any platform. Okay, every peak you are trying to achieve comes with a sacrifice, and I want to share with you in this video what I had to go through, what I had to sacrifice, and why did I choose to do it. Don't get me wrong, I did it very, very much consciously. I understood what am I doing, where am I heading, and what am I trying to achieve. And consciously, I decided to go and make it happen. I say consciously because it's very important you understand from day one what sort of journey you are stepping into. And that's exactly what I want to discuss in this video. So let's first of all talk about the first sort of sacrifice, I would say, or sort of first thing you have to aim. That's finding yourself in the trading world. So look, when I started trading, I mentioned it before, I think, the trading world was different. And the moves in the market were different than they are recently, specifically in like 2023, maybe even a bit before. The technical conditions were different. Breakouts used to have strong impact. Sessions, like specific hours and the way that the price movement happens in the specific hours, used to have a specific weight and some sort of characteristics. You kind of knew what to expect. So when I started, my focus was on the short term and mainly focused on breakouts during the sessions. Quick, and this is by the way when I initially came up with my trading strategy idea for the SRS Trend Rider system. This is one of my first systems that I built, and it was absolutely perfect for the previous, but when it initially created market conditions, and then it was rebuilt or restructured since then several times to adjust with the market. And with my own involvement and everything, I found myself changing during these years. Okay, don't forget, I started very young. It's not, I don't consider myself a dinosaur yet, but I started pretty young, and everything was different, and so was I. I was there to react to quick market changes, price changes, and structures. With the years, I switched to swing trading. Then I also developed and evolved my investment style, okay? The way I deal with investments. With the next years, focusing on how do I polish my management in all these different trading methods. But it's extremely important, essential, crucial. You find yourself, you dedicate the time to find yourself. Most traders, especially the beginners, what they are trying to do, they are trying to emulate someone, they are trying to copy someone, they are trying to be someone else. And because somebody promises something, because somebody shows some results, they think that if they do exactly the same, everything would be absolutely the same. Let me ask you this question. Have you ever played tennis or pool or whatever? Did you ever take a racket and try to hit the ball or shoot a basketball? If you try to do something like someone, will you be that sort of a player? Never. Never. Everyone must find his own or her own place in everything in life, and trading is not different. So the very first thing you need to sacrifice is your efforts, your dedication, your concentration, focus, effort to find yourself. What style will fit you? Maybe it will be different styles. Okay? Maybe it will be also different strategies for different market conditions. There's nothing wrong with that, but you have to understand who are you and what works best for you in trading world. The next thing you have to understand that you will sacrifice in this journey called trading would be your comfort. There will be many discomfortable times, okay, or not comfortable, not convenient situations. It's not unlike any job, it's not like anything else. Trading, you can allow yourself have a day off, week off, months off, year off, but that will come with price you pay by not making money, not producing money. In job, you know, you take a day off or a week off, or you go for vacation or whatever the days you deserve in your job, and nothing will happen. You're still employed, you're still secured, you still get your money, everything works well. And if you're that type of a person, that's absolutely wonderful. Nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing. But if you do share this dream I had when I started becoming a trader and set my own freedom in trading. And again, please note, freedom, not luxury or anything like that. Freedom. I will talk about it. For me, freedom is doing trading as much as I need, when I need to deliver to my family. I was never after this crazy luxury or whatever to go and to show off or go, hey guys, look at my jet. Hey guys, look at my Ferrari. I seriously could not care less about that. I want to be able to deliver for my family. That's how I was raised as a kid. And for me, when I started trading, I promised I'll do it before I have family. So enough time, worst case I fail. But I know I tried. Okay? You have to know you tried your best efforts. Or otherwise it might eat you all your life. And it's painful. So you will have all this discomfortable or the discomfort and this situation, like you will have to trade when the market is against you and you would have to cut losses. You would have to go through bad periods even though you're dedicating so much time and effort. And you would have to go through this moment asking yourself, why am I doing that? Does it really worth it? It's part of this journey. And whoever promises you something different, please do me a favor. Don't believe, the all pink promises, all luxury that you achieve with following these signals or that copier or whatever. Guys, it's a subject for a different video, but please be above that. You're smart. You're a very smart person. Nothing is achieved, no peak of any mountain is achieved without climbing it first. Unless you use a parachute and just land there. But then you have no idea what to do. And then the risk of falling down is way bigger. Okay? So this is the second thing you will have to sacrifice, your own comfort. The next thing you must understand is you will always have to learn, develop, improve, polish. Always. At the moment you stop, you go backwards. The market changes, new brains, smarter comes in play, artificial intelligence, machines, whatever. Market always changes, always did, always will. But one thing remains the same as the human psychology. You can, as long as humans are part of that, and basically we will always be part of that. Because it's our money. Robots can trade it, artificial intelligence can trade it, whatever. But it's our money. And we react to panic, and we react to, some euphoria differently in different days. But the human psychology is always the same. When we dislike, well, I say we, I mean most of people, right? Dislike seeing our money losing value, and we feel overconfident in times when we are making money. Human psychology will never change regardless who is trading it. You have to focus and dedicate yourself in self-development, improvements, track recording yourself, improving. Ask yourself, what did I do wrong? What did I do good? How can I maintain that? How can I preserve that? And how can I improve what has to be improved? And here is the next subject which I want to talk about. Be prepared for mistakes and painful days. I had amazing days, weeks, months, and years in my trading journey. But I also had terrible ones. I did crazy mistakes that cost me money. And that's why I record this video and I share this with you. You will have to go through that. Nobody is stronger than the market. I had amazing trades, like the head and shoulders of pound yen when it crashed down, or the call for euro dollar peak around the 160, when every one of my colleagues in trading world, back then I was working for the trading world in companies in the industry, not a retail trader, was telling me you are lunatic. Okay? Or these are the best ones I remember. I had so many times I called tops and bottoms right on spot, and I had terrible losses, like the euro franc, for example, on 2015, when it crashed after the central bank released their holding against the euro, and it cost me money. Or several years before, when I was going in favor of the yen against higher time frames, I was averaging my sells, and it cost me money, and I had to cut the loss, heavy loss. I had to accept it. All these are very painful situations. But you cannot evolve as a trader without going through them. You just cannot. So be prepared for these hard days, and remember, the darkest nights usually produce the brightest stars or the brightest lights. Okay? And yes, there will be such hard days, weeks, months, whatever. But you cannot become the strong trader you aim to be, the successful trader you are looking to be, without going through all this pain. I never met a strong person with easy history, easy life. Never. So be prepared for that in advance. Acknowledgement of where you are going, setting the right understanding of what's going to happen and to come, is one of the solutions to deal with that once you face it. Okay? Very important. The next thing you would have to sacrifice is the wish, the willing, the dream of fast money, get rich quick, but this guy promised, but that guy's did it. This guy is showing like 100% in a week. This guy is making 20,000 in a day with $1,000 account. Okay, so take it and drop it from the window. Legendary stories, movies, whatever. Always were there, always will be there. Some ultra talented guys maybe even would be lucky in a specific period and make great calls. Like those who bought Bitcoins more than 10 years ago on a very, very, very low price and sold it on a very peak. Yep. Some would always have these calls, but majority not. And if you will try to convince yourself, it will never happen to me, I will never lose money, I'm better than average, most likely it will happen to you. It's a mistake to think you are better than someone else. You are above the market. At the moment you do, the market will find you. Believe me. Why to believe me? Because I was convinced I'm above the market years ago. The market found me several times, and it's painful. So forget about these dreams, forget about the empty promises, and be prepared for a journey. Why a journey? Because it is one of a heck of a journey. I'm sorry for my words. Tough, challenging, disappointing at some levels. Will cause you nights without sleep, will cause you some arguments with your beloved ones. They will ask you why you do that. We only lose money, and you have to stand for yourself. And that's the time you will have to remind yourself, never be guilty by doing something that is right for you. And if you are confident that trading is right for you, go and do what it takes. But be prepared for these hard times and be ready in advance to deal with these challenges on the way. It is a journey, which after some time, after all the hard moments, amazing moments comes. Amazing. The freedom I mentioned before, it's the main reason I do it. That's my love of this market. That's my true love, the freedom, not the luxury. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. Don't get me wrong. I have nothing against luxury. Those who love that, go. But I don't. I do love luxury things, but I'm not trading for that. And I'm never going to show, oh, here's my private jet, or here's my Ferrari, or whatever. I'm not a billionaire. I'm not even sure I want to be honest. I want to deliver comfort for my family and to know when my kids are adults. One, I have my legacy behind myself. They will be proud of me. The stories they will continue and tell to their kids would be good stories, and I want to be able to deliver to them so they have good start in their life. That was my drive, always. What is your drive? Find your drive. If it's luxury, luxury. Don't, Vladimir said it's bad. No, it's not bad. If that's what drives you, fantastic, okay. Use this drive as a hunger, as a fire to go and boost you. Okay? But be prepared. It's a journey. And like any journey, like any relationship, think about it. It's you and the market. And like any relationships, there are amazing moments and there are moments you would prefer never would happen. But they will. And you have to understand it. And you have to be prepared for that. Trading is probably one of the best things happened in my life. Trading saved my life because I was a complete failure in the university. When I was in high school, my teacher in physics told my father, if he doesn't take himself seriously, nothing good will happen. And he was concerned. Trading saved my life, it could save yours. If you are ready and prepared for the journey and to pay the price I was talking about in this video. So my dear friend, I am Vladimir from Home Trader Club, and this was my story. I hope you find value in it. I hope I managed to deliver my message to you, and I wish you nothing but success in this journey and all the very best to you and yours. Thank you very much for your time watching this video, and I'll see you soon with more. Bye for now and good trading.